Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
My name is Stacey. I'm your social worker here at Rainbow Connection.
Okay, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So your psychiatrist referred you here and was telling us a little bit about your anxiety disorder. So we're gonna connect you to a couple more services here, but why don't you tell us first, or tell me first about what your anxiety looks like and what it's like right now for you.
I'm just worried about every little thing that comes my way. I guess maybe like a scale from 1 to 10, my anxiety would probably be a 9. Um, yeah, I worry about everything, especially my pregnancy. If I'm going to have a miscarriage, if, like, I work in a school, and so sometimes, a lot of times actually, I'm worried about, those kids get sick all the time, and I'm just worried that if I get something, is that going to affect the baby, and if that would cause me to have a miscarriage. Um, so, and I've just been really distracted at work because, I'm so worried about the baby. I'm not sure what to do.
Okay. So you say your anxiety level right now is at a 9. Mm-hmm. Has this just been since you've gotten pregnant, or was it since you've been diagnosed? Has it always been at a
9? No, it's usually around a 7.
Okay.
I'm usually just a very anxious person.
Okay. And then you talked a little bit about school. How you're worried about the kids. Has this been affecting your job and your performance at work?
Yeah, sometimes, I will call in and tell them I can't come in, just because I'm worried about the germs and how it'll affect the baby. Sometimes I get distracted at work because I'm just so worried, that something's going to happen to the baby while I'm teaching. Like, what if I had a miscarriage during class, and what the heck am I supposed to do? I have like a classroom full of kids, and my baby died, and I just don't know how I'd handle that.
Is this something that you've talked to with anybody at school, your supervisor, the principal, or any other teachers or anything?
Just my one teacher friend. She also noticed that I was kind of distracted at school, so I mentioned a few things to her, not, to the whole extent. Don't want her to think that I'm like crazy or something.
So, it's been affecting your work, but and I know that you're married. So how does your husband? How's he been handling this whole situation and the pregnancy and just how you've been extra anxious lately? Has he been supportive of you?
Yeah, he's been very supportive. He just lets me kind of talk about what I'm worried about, but he's always reassuring me and telling me, worrying isn't really going to be helpful in the long term, and he just encourages me with some Bible verses, which it does help sometimes. And if I have a panic attack, he's there, and he just holds my hand and helps me to breathe, and he's very helpful.
So you mentioned Bible verses. Are you guys religious? Do you have a support system like a church or anything like that?
Yeah, we're Christians, and we go to church. We're part of a Bible study, but I haven't been going just because, it's a little too much right now.
Okay. Is that because of just you've been anxious, you don't want to leave the house anymore, or is that because work has been too much?
Or? A little of both.
Okay. Do the other people in the Bible study still check up on you, or have those relationships diminished since you haven't been going?
Well, since I still see them on Sundays, they're okay. They're not as strong as they used to be, but I think for the most part they understand why I'm not there.
So there's other people in your church who understand about your anxiety and...
Yeah, sometimes I feel like they might be judging me a little, just because they're like, trust in the Lord, and I'm clearly not when I'm having my my anxiety attacks, but I know God loves me irregardless of that, so try not to let it bother me too much.
Does that put a strain on those relationships when the people tell you those things that you don't feel are true?
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
Do you have any other support systems besides your husband and this church community?
My mom and dad, but mostly my mom. I'm really close to her, so she's good with helping me through my anxiety, and if I ever have a question, I can just call her and she'll give me a good answer that won't really cause me to be going crazy. She'll tell me, that's just normal. Don't worry about that. So, I don't know. She kind of helps by reassuring that, everything is going okay. She used to be a nurse, so I guess she knows what she's talking about.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
So do you ask her more questions about the pregnancy or more about your anxiety?
I mostly ask her questions about about the pregnancy because that'll help lower my anxiety a little.
Okay. Does she help you out with the anxiety as well, or just with the pregnancy?
No, I've had this anxiety problem all my life, and so she's been really good with helping me and just, talking about it with me. And, when I first went on medication, she wasn't a fan. My parents are both very traditional, so she wasn't very supportive of it at first. But now I think she's more supportive than she used to be. Because I guess she saw that, it did help me a little bit.
So what did being on medication look like for you? How long have you been on medication? You said it only helped a little bit. So.
Yeah, I tried like a bunch of different medications. My psychiatrist, they didn't, yeah, I think medicine's great, but I don't know, there needs to be something more because, just giving me a pill and saying, take this, it'll make you happy. Well, no, it doesn't. It relieves some of the anxiety, but not all of it.
How many different medications have you tried over the years?
6. Yeah.
Are you still taking medicine right now?
No, that could hurt the baby.
Okay. Did your doctor tell you that, or is that just...
No, I just think that it'll hurt the baby.
Okay.
So.
You haven't asked about it or anything? It's just something that you think...
No, I haven't asked. I just feel strongly about that.
So do you think that's why maybe your anxiety levels are rising just from not taking the medicine?
Yeah, probably. But unless someone can give me, real hard proof that, it's not going to hurt the baby, I'm not going to take it.
Okay, that's fair. All right. And then also you talked about school a little bit and how your anxiety's been really affecting just how you've been focusing at work and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think, after the pregnancy is over and everything, do you think things are going to go back to normal? Or do you think, was your job always like this? Have you been anxious like this before and had issues at work like this? Or?
I've had, a few issues like this, mostly just with, just the germs in general, but I am never this bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, have you ever confided in this teacher friend of yours before? Or is this, since you've been pregnant, you talked to her, was this the first time?
This is the first time that I've talked to her a few times before, but I've been talking to her a lot now.
Okay.
So.
Has she been helpful to you?
Yeah. She's, I was trying to encourage me to not, focus on the kids and, try not to overthink the whole pregnancy thing.
So has that, have you been worried about your job at all, or?
Yeah, I've been worried a lot about my job, now, especially since I'm going to have the principal observing my class, and, I don't know, that's really overwhelming to me because I haven't really been doing such a great job. I'm just worried that, she'll fire me or something.
When is your observation?
It's next Friday.
Okay, so that's coming up really soon then.
Yeah. No, it is.
Is this like an annual observation that you have, or how often does this happen?
It happens like every, probably like every few months.
Okay.
Yeah, they like to keep track on top of the teachers here in my school.
But the last one that happened was before you were pregnant and having the extra anxiety?
Yeah. And it went pretty okay. So.
Would you feel comfortable talking to the principal before the meeting and letting her know that you've been anxious, or and just that you are having these concerns? And
Maybe. Yeah, maybe I'd do that. Maybe that might be a good idea.
And what's your husband's job situation like? Is he working? Is he helping around the house and all of that?
Yeah, he's taken on a few more hours. He works at a law firm, just to make some extra money, so we aren't falling under when the baby comes.
So you definitely need your teaching job, and he definitely needs his all the hours that he has. Yeah. Okay. So it does sound like some of your fears are legitimate, but it's also good that you are coming in here, so that way you're not too anxious about things that you don't need to be anxious about.
Yeah.
So we talked about your anxiety, just with your pregnancy, your general anxiety disorder, at work. We talked about your support systems and all of those things. So what would you say your top priorities for your services here and your time here is?
Well, my top concern is my pregnancy. I'm sure worrying has some negative effect on pregnancies, and I don't want to be feeling like this for the remainder 4 months. So I'd really like to mostly focus on my pregnancy. Yeah. But also, and I feel like actually once I'm, dealing with my pregnancy, that'll help alleviate some of the stress I have for my other concerns, like my job and whatnot.
Okay. All right, so what I think we could do for you is you are concerned about work. You told me you have that meeting with your principal. So maybe what we could do first is set up a meeting before next Friday, just so maybe I could help you figure out what you want to say to the principal, or just figure out that strategy before that happens, even though that's not your top priority.
Yeah.
And then after that, we have some other clients here who are pregnant, and they are in pregnancy classes, so we could have you go there. And there are some professionals there who can answer questions about pregnancy and miscarriages, and then you can ask them whatever questions you have, and maybe that would help you alleviate some of your concerns.
Yeah, that would probably help a lot.
Okay, and then after that, we can explore some of the options we have. Initially we can help you figure out about medication. Maybe you could get back on that now. Maybe there's something safe during pregnancy.
Okay.
And then after that, we have different treatment options, different therapies like art therapy, music therapy. So you can look into that, but we won't really touch on those or focus on them until we do our first couple of tasks.
Okay.
Does that sound all right to you?
Yeah, that sounds like a really good plan. I really like the idea of the art or music therapy. Maybe they have like a mommy me class for when the baby's born. Well, thank you so much. Just talking about it sometimes really helps alleviate the anxiety. So much better than just being put on drugs all the time. So.
Well, then we'll continue to meet with you, and I'm glad that we could do that and pair medication and therapy if the medication has been helping for you. But we'll make sure to couple things, that way we're not just putting you on medication all the time.
Okay.
So thank you so much for coming in today.
Yeah, and I'm happy I came in. So, okay.
Great, thank you. And we'll set up another appointment before you leave.
Okay. Bye.